What's going on, my print peeps? Thank you for checking back in. For those of you who are new, my name is Dave with Diversity Print, and today I'm just going to be changing out the bulbs in my exposure unit. So I don't know, it's pretty common sense, I guess, or pretty basic, I should say, but maybe I can just throw in some tips into, you know, replacing yours, maybe like with the glass and all that stuff. So you do have to be careful. I'm going to be using a screwdriver along with some duct tape. Don't mess with glass. Don't mess around with metal and glass together, because you can crack your glass. I'm going to use some gloves just so I don't get the underside dirty with fingerprints and oils, and then I have to clean it. Hopefully the gloves will help prevent that. And then I'm going to use 2 ink scoops. Yeah, so let's get started. And I'm going to put just a small piece of tape around the tip, kind of like that. And I'm going to go around. Okay, and so you want it like that. You don't want it poking out or anything like that. Cover it completely, even the tip. Obviously, again, you don't want just metal coming in here and pushing down. Let me give you a better view. All right, so this should be good enough, a good enough shot right here, just so you can see this right here. I guess I can put the gloves on first. Now again, the gloves are just in case there's any sharp edges of the glass, which this one looks pretty clean, but also I don't want any fingerprints on the bottom and making it that much more time consuming cleaning the glass and make sure all the prints and everything are off of the glass. So on this unit here is basically 1 screw and a plate right here. And let me go ahead and get my Phillips. Okay, I'm just going to turn it backwards. I don't know if you can see that or not. It's just getting that out the way. Alright, then I'm going to take my screwdriver. Maybe there's screwdrivers out there that are made of hard plastic. You probably can use that. Hard plastics, rubber, hard rubber, I don't know. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to use this to just pick up the glass slightly. I'm just going to get in there and I'm going to just use it to pick the glass up. Okay, there it is. I picked the glass up. Hopefully you can see that on the corner right here. Okay, so once I do that, all I'm going to do is lift it up slightly and get one of these ink scoops in there. And now the glass is picked up from this edge. You don't want to do too much of a degree on the corners, picking it up too high. Some people might be like this and be like, oh, okay, and let me grab it from the corner, and you are now putting so much pressure on this side over here that one slight movement and this thing is shattered. So you want to be as careful as possible. Now you can do it however you want. If you've been doing it from the corner your whole life, then you do what works for you. I'm just trying to, for the people who are just starting out dealing with glass and stuff like that, you know, hopefully it helps them out. I could be, it could work for me. I could grab it from underneath here, pick it up, and get my other hand in there and pick it up and out. And it may work. But look, I don't want to be messing around with glass like that. Now that I have the corners up, you can put the ink scoops in there. If they fall, whatever, you know, I can clean them, pick them up and clean them. Now I'm going to get my hands coming around the corners, and now that I'm more in the middle here, I'm now more in the middle, and as you can see, I'm not on the corner, and it's not, this end isn't going down. Okay, and safely take those out. And so now I'm still in the center, and I'm working my way around the edges back again, coming around. And this may be taking a long time because I'm doing a video and just showing you, but normally without a video, this will be done in 30 seconds or less or whatever. So it's not like I'm taking extra minutes and time or whatever, but when you're dealing with glass, unless you have extra ones wrapped up somewhere in your shop or whatever to replace this, it takes time and money to get this cut and fitted, and so alright, so now I'm just going to pull it out. Be careful with the frame of the machine. Be careful with that strut if yours has one. Okay, so now I'm going to carefully put it on to my two supports, which is just styrofoam. It's clean styrofoam, okay, just like that. I could put it on the wood table, but y'all have stains, and even though it's clean, there could still be stuff in the wood. Wood almost is never clean. You got dust and all that stuff. So that is pretty much that, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I've got 8 bulbs in here. They're all UV bulbs. Okay. Let me air out. There is like a little tiny bug right there and one over there. But that's pretty much it. With it having so many holes in the back, I'm surprised it doesn't have more bugs. But so they all work, and the only reason I'm changing them out is because I'm just looking for new suppliers of bulbs. It seems like these things are harder to come by, and they're just getting crazy expensive. I'm probably going to skip this process. I'm probably going to just take all these out real quick and then put in the new ones and then turn them on. The real test is the reason why I'm looking around where I got these bulbs, is I want to make sure they are the wavelength that they say they are. So when I burn screens, I burn them at 40 to 45 seconds, and so I want to make sure I'm at around that or less. I don't want to be doing 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes, I just don't want to be going that long or higher than that. So the main purpose of this is take these out, put the ones that I got in here, all 8 of them, and I've got several screens that I'm going to burn, and then we're going to see if they're around the same time. They say these are 350, the wavelength is 350. So we'll see. I think these are 320, 300 to 320. So I don't know if it's going to be much of a difference, or if it's going to burn faster, or what. So enough talking. Let me get this switched out, and I'll bring you right back when we get the new ones in, and we'll hit the switch and see if they all turn on. We'll be right back. Okay, moment of truth. Let's turn it on and see if they all turn on. Now I did have a loose, well, it wasn't loose, but I think one of the connections is bent out a little bit, because I thought one of my bulbs was broken at one point, but when I started taking it out and I had this on, it actually turned on, so it just got loose. Here we go. Okay, not bad. Oh wait, here we go. Okay, this one's flashing. I don't like that. There we go. You got to make sure these are seated correctly. Sometimes the connection is a little off, but yeah, these are all good. So that's nice. I like that. It's the same light blue hue tint as the originals that came with the exposure unit. So let's turn it off and turn it back on again. And they look good. They're nice and full, even light. There's no flickering. But I'm glad they work, because this was the brand where 2 or 3 of them had a large rattle, and when I take them out, if I find it, I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna rattle it, and it just sounds like it's broken. But they seem good to me. We're gonna put the glass back on and just close it all up, and then we'll do some screens and see how long it takes to burn them. So we'll be right back. This is a good time if you want to clean the bottom of your glass. Right now is the time to do it. I'm gonna give me some regular Windex. I use the blue towels. These are the automotive shop towels. They don't have a lot of fibers that come off of them, and they're really absorbent. So if you have these, it's better to use those, I think. And we're just going to clean the bottom. So this is the bottom side, which it should be clean because I've already cleaned it. So again, this is the bottom. Okay, so let's go ahead and put it back into the unit. Okay, so I'm going to come around the sides to the front, never on one corner at all times. You don't want this corner to hit and shatter. So let's go like that. It's in, and I can actually, I want to make sure okay, scoot it over. And coming to the edge. And going in like that. Looks good. And we're good. Let's turn it on. They all turn on, as you can see. Okay. And The next step is to put a screen on here, burn it. Let's see if it'll burn at the 40-45 seconds that I use. We're gonna wash it out and see how easy it is to wash out. And that'll tell us if these bulbs are burning at or around the same wavelength as the original ones. We'll be right back. Almost forgot. Alright, so I used just one of the films for design. I'm just doing one just to see how well it's going to burn. This is going on actually a 110. Alright, so I had two 110s and one 160 available. So on the other bulbs, I wanted to use the same film, and I wanted to use the same mesh screen. So since I have two 110s, we're going to do two 110s. And let's see what happens. Alright, power on. And let's see. Auto. Okay, it's done. 45 seconds. Off. Film off. Okay. Let's go take it to the washout booth. Keep forgetting to close that door so no UVs come in and mess up the emulsion. Hey, but I see an image coming through. Okay, let's take a look. Whoa, shoot, almost fell. All right, so there it is. It washed out beautiful. Don't mind this little area right here. I had it on the front side, and this area up here, I don't know if you can see it. The coating on the front side just didn't get, I didn't go all the way up on that right there. But if you see this here, that's from the front side. And I kind of was just getting memorized by the pressure washer that I forgot that I was doing the inside, the inkwell side, and I was getting too close to the screen, and I was just daydreaming. So remember, you know, you can wash out from the inkwell side, the other side, just for a little bit to wet it and loosen up the emulsion. But when you want to do your main washout, should be on the back side, the substrate side, because most of your ink is built up on this side to create the stencil. It's when you start pressure washing on the other side where you start blowing out your emulsion, because most of the emulsion is on this side of the screen, not the other side of the screen. But yeah, I mean, it burned it. So those bulbs to me are good. I mean, those are good to go. If those bulbs were not good, all this would be blowing out no matter what, blowing from the other side, the inkwell side, or from the back substrate side. All this would have been getting blown out, and it didn't. So it came out great, and there's no pinholes that I can see, but still the emulsion held up, and 45 seconds. I may go to 40 on those bulbs and see what happens. But now we're going to do another 110 with this image, and we're going to change out these new bulbs, and we're going to put in the other supplier's bulbs. So I guess let's go ahead and try and get that done right now. It's going to be a long video, but you know, this is just showing you just testing your bulbs out when you go and get new ones, if they're not from like a screen print supply company. If you're going out there on Amazon or eBay or wherever offshore, you know, buying bulbs, you know, just get 8 of them and make sure those are what they're supposed to be. And this is just a way to test it. So I say these bulbs are good, and let's move on to the other ones. You know, I may try 40 seconds. I think I've done 40 seconds, and the emulsion I don't think was cured enough, but maybe I'll try and do 40 seconds. But I'm gonna do 45. I did 45 with these. I'm gonna do 45 with the other suppliers bulbs, and we'll see how they go. So we're just testing out these bulbs because I don't want these bulbs sitting here for 6 months, a year, and they're like, well, you should have tested them. You know, if they don't work, you should have tested them and get your money back or sent them back or whatever. So I just want to make sure that they work. Let me go ahead and do this, and we'll be right back. Okay, so now all the new bulbs are in. Let's light them up and see if they work. Get you in a little bit closer. All right, so you should be able to see all these bulbs right here. Okay, so let's go ahead and power it on and hit the light switch. See all these that are like flickering? Kind of just mess it with it. Maybe that's just how they are. Okay, not all of them are doing it. All of them but 2 are doing some kind of like, maybe they have to be on for a little bit. I don't know. So I don't know if you can see it on screen. See, this one's not doing it. But get a closer look. We'll see. Maybe it'll stop. Maybe it'll stop doing that. Who knows? turn them off. Turn them on. Okay. Maybe that was just some kind of initialization or something like that when they first turn on. They're not doing it anymore. My dehumidifier turned on. So they're not doing it anymore. Okay, so I don't know. Maybe that was just the initial turn on. But anyway, now they're solid. Let me turn them off. Wait a few seconds. Put them on. Yeah, they're good. Solid light. Alright. Put it back on auto. Let's turn this off. And let's get the glass back in here. And let's burn another screen and let's see if it burns pretty good. If it burns good enough to where it's good enough for screen printing. So, okay. Let's go ahead and put this back. Okay, I'm working my hands to the sides, to the front. Never put too much weight on one side of the glass to where it'll tip and hit something. All it takes is a little hit on the corner or somewhere and it'll shatter. I've seen it done. I've seen it. Alright, so let's put this ink scoop here. Let's put that one here. And so we'll lay it down just like that. Remember, I got my screwdriver with some duct tape on it. You never want to put metal to glass. So this is like a buffer. So I'm going to the middle. As you can see, these things are moving. So taking this out and going down with it. And then now on this side, I'm just holding it up. And it's not like I have this way up here where I'm putting pressure on that corner over there. I'm just laying it down and just backing it out. That's it. Man, this needs to be cleaned. I don't know why. Okay. Secure that back. Alright, so let's get the screen ready and we'll be right back to burn it and wash it out and see if these bulbs did a good job. Okay, we got our new screen. This is a 110 just like the other one. We got our film taped onto it. Let's see how well they go. Alright, power on. It's on auto. 45 seconds. Okay. Put the screen out. Take the tape off. Film back in. So let's go ahead and take it to the washout booth. Let's remove the other one that we did and put this one in there and see what happens. Alright, let's turn this on. Didn't even dry it out. That's the other one that we did. Let's put this one in here. And let's get to washing it out. Let the water soak in, loosen up the uncured emulsion. I mean, it's beautiful. Okay, that's pretty good. No blowouts anywhere in the screen. It was secured. I mean, it is cured 100%. I mean, I still got a little bit of the ridge marks, but I don't care about that. The main thing I was worrying about is when blowing out or washing out the screen, the uncured emulsion, is if I am also blowing out the stencil, the cured emulsion. And so that, I mean, look, I'm probably like 12 inches away. Okay, and look at that. There's nothing. It's not wearing out or blowing out or anything. So that's my main focus, is I wanted to make sure that this is cured. This I know is not going to be cured. That's inside the stencil, the design. That washed out pretty good. But the stencil is very strong on the back side. Now, of course, if I probably did the front, I probably would blow it out. And see, there's no need. You can see the difference now, where it's light and it's dark on the other side. You can see that lightness. I can see it. I'm pretty sure you guys can. And this is why you don't use a pressure washer on the inkwell side, on the inside, because mainly all the ink is on the back side that creates your stencil. Okay, so anyway, I mean, I was like 6 inches away and nothing. It's all good. So they work. All right, so those were successful tests. Those tests were successful for those bulbs. And the reason, I guess the only takeaway from this video was just taking off the glass, kind of giving you tips on taking off the glass. And also just reminding you to, if you get bulbs from a new place, other than maybe a screen print supply company, you know, this video was just to show you changing out the bulbs, testing the bulbs, and just basic stuff on how to test your bulbs. You know, you just burn your screens like normal and washing them out like normal, and see if the cured the cured area that the UV is supposed to cure of the emulsion is actually curing it to where it doesn't blow out in the washout booth. And both of these bulbs did a great job. Yeah, so I don't know. I may try and use these bulbs. I'm going to keep the second supplier's bulbs in here. Maybe do another screen and maybe do 35 seconds. Let's like push it, right? So right now it's at 45 seconds. I'm going to try and push it to 35 seconds and see if they're still strong in the washout booth. Because these are supposed to be between 350 to 400 nanometer wavelengths bulbs, and I believe the original ones that came in were 320. So I'm not sure how much more stronger that would be in relation to burning your screens, but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try and do 35 seconds. So yeah, so hopefully this video was helpful in some kind of way. Maybe gives you some ideas, and changing your bulbs out or whatever. But yeah, I think this video's been long enough. I'm gonna try and cut it down as best as I can. Leave a comment down below if you have questions. Subscribe, it really helps. Ding the little bell. And until then, I hope you're having a good day printing, and we'll talk to you next time. Peace.